As you can see, we've already started some. I finished off what was left in the tube, and it actually worked out that we didn't have a lot of butt joints to do, so that's because of the impeccable drywall skills that are happening. And since we have our handy dandy milk crate right here, we're just going to start right here. I like to do the butt joints first. It's the same like the walls. Make it so that it lands like half and half. See, I don't have enough mud there too. You just basically put the tape in and slide it over, pushing the mud where we need it. You always need a pan. And so the reason why I do it this way is I didn't do the exterior corners yet. I mean the interior corners yet. Is because while this is drying, I'll do the interior corners. And then that way it gives this technically time to dry. So that when I run my bevel joint, I don't peel the tape off, right? It's just whatever, because by the time I get all the interior inside corners done, that shit should be pretty much dry to go. So there was one butt joint there. Oh, I missed one. There's one here. So we get to see how we do that. Here, I'll put this is where the camera can actually probably even see that butt joint. I'm going to do this manually. So I made a video on how to clean up the confill. Just scrape it off, right? Just like the screws, you apply mud like so. Right? If you drywall properly, and you can eliminate as many joints as possible, you make the least amount of work for yourself. So you might waste maybe 2 or 3 sheets from like overcutting, in a sense, like basically like running the sheet past the doorway and then routering it out so that there's no joints around the doorway. It means there's no work for you to do when you're taping it. But you see, I usually always use the method of wiping from the middle this way and then that way. Sometimes I put my pan and I pinch the tape with my pan, and that way it doesn't pull the tape while I'm wiping it. But there, I think we had 2 butt joints. One of the reasons why you also want to eliminate the butt joint from your workload is because it requires more mud, more material, and in the end, you're basically doing less work, and you're saving money on the mud, you're saving time on the mud. Some people don't look at it that way. It's just like, what's you're throwing away a piece of drywall? Like let's say for instance, this door, when I cut it out, this sheet went from here all the way across. All my cutoff pieces I used below, right? But I routed this out so that I wouldn't have a tape joint here or here, right? Less work. I wasted this much of the sheet, but I also eliminated that much of the work. So people who don't understand will argue with you till they're blue in the face about that. But here we are, running and taping. Getting it done. I like to smush it in nicely, and then I can pin it with my see how nicely that tape, nice and flat, and I have to add confill to that joint. See now that tape is nice and flat, and you won't have any wrinkling. I have another little piece of tape that I put there, and we will put that tape there. Barely any butt joints. Now the reason why the butt joints are more expensive to basically complete is because you usually got to do a nice big 1 foot, 2 foot joint to really hide that. But here we are. We're just following all the little areas that we need to do. Got my milk crate over here. That's why I like milk crates, because they're quick, easy step tools. Go from there, there. I always hold my, kind of like a ping pong paddle, right? You hold your knife like a ping pong paddle, you won't have any issues. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but there's another joint right here going this way. I'm not even going to put tape there because when I put this corner in, it's basically going to leave like 1/4 inch, 1/8 of an inch of a little gap. But it's all going to get covered. So it's not going to matter. It's not going to crack. It's even filled with confill, so the chances of it cracking are pretty slim. We got a little guy here. And there, hold it with my finger. Wipe it down. Wipe it down. Right. That one's done. Done and done. I think we got like 2 more, and then we're done. There it is. We're just doing all the butts here. Great. that. And there's this one. This one's kind of, I don't usually like running two joints in line of themselves. Honestly, didn't even realize that happened until I came and put the mud on here. So don't judge me too much. It's YouTube. That half and half because it's kind of offset this one. I wanted that to kind of go over the other one. And there's all the butt joints down on the ceiling. So again, I can't stress enough. This is why I like to do it this way. Butt joints, I know I did all the butt joints and I did these joints at the same time. But now that I'm gonna let that dry. I'm going to start doing the inside corners. Boom, boom, everywhere. While those are drying, these will be dry. And then I'll run these ones. And then while those are drying, then I'll run all my inside corner tapes at the same time. So I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little gist of that and what's going on. And again, remember, when you're using your knife, hold it like it's a ping pong paddle. Boom, boom, boom. So this way, when you're doing your screws, you're holding it, thumbs on the blade, you're pressing the blade into the drywall. And imagine there's mud on the knife right now. As I'm going up, the knife is getting closer and closer to the wall. And then once we get to the top, we're flat out till there's no more mud. You turn and see how my hand hasn't even really changed position because the whole time I'm holding the knife tight like this, pressing with the pressure of my thumb up, down. And that's how fluent you should be when you're doing this. If you can concentrate on that constantly, whenever you're mudding and taping, you will have nice finished work. Because look, on, and wipe it off. It fills all the holes, right? And when you learn that technique, you can do everything in mudding and taping, and it becomes easier. But people, they don't get it. They're just kind of like, 1, 2, when you can just do it. Done. Done. You know? It becomes this flow, this art. Anyways, so I'm gonna pause this, make another one on how to install inside corners manually and mechanically.